We're going to continue on the safe discussion by quickly highlighting the defined targets of attack in the network. These targets are infrastructure devices, services, endpoints, networks, and applications. So now that you have this information and know what the targets are, think about how you, as an attacker, could attack them. Think about the vulnerabilities that some of this stuff can have. Think about why we should protect them, and use this as a focal point in talking about how we can design our security solutions based on Cisco's recommendations to protect them. Thinking about the various functional areas of a network that are shown here, where would you put firewalls and IPS devices to provide adequate protection? Since this module is all about these types of devices, let's explore a few different architectures for these functional areas to shed some light on this question. Now, I understand that not every environment has all of these functional areas, but it's still very important to learn about how to protect them if possible. By the way, Cisco has a published SAFE document that's definitely worth reading through so you can fully grasp how many CVDs and design methodologies that are out there. Let's start out talking about our data center. We want to protect our data center devices, applications, and services from threats, so firewalls would definitely be needed for protection here. These firewalls, most preferably placed in a high availability setup that we'll cover more in detail later, would provide enforcement for access policies in this functional area. Most likely, you'll allow protocols such as DNS, HTTPS, and SMTP, but there are definitely things that you shouldn't allow, such as Telnet, HTTP, and many other insecure protocols. It's highly encouraged to protect your data center with firewalls from not only external threats, but from internal ones as well. I mean, this area is most likely where your critical assets are located, right? You'd also have some sort of IPS devices in your data center to provide deep packet inspection and anomaly detection. You could have these as individual appliances or as one combined with a firewall, which is today known as a next-generation firewall. Cisco Firepower can be deployed as an individual appliance or as a separate module on an ASA platform. It can also be deployed as an all-in-one appliance with both IPS and firewall capabilities, and we'll cover these different deployment types soon. But you'll want the IPS in the data center, helping out the security posture and protecting your moneymakers. Now let's talk about the WAN edge for a little bit. This is where your network border is, so you would definitely want a firewall or many here. Depending on your budget and your network complexity, as well as your preference, there are a few different ways to design the WAN edge with firewalls. We can use ASA or Firepower Threat Defense here, but we can also use zone-based firewalls on the iOS platform. The key here is enforcing the security policies and protecting the border from unauthorized access, and provide the various inspections that firewalls provide based on applications and protocols. In a branch environment, there are many threats to protect against. Here, organizations may use point-of-sale devices, wireless networks, or may have different user groups with different access needs. A firewall can help mitigate threats with regards to these and protect not only the branch, but the entire enterprise if placed correctly in this functional area. VPNs are also very common here, which allow the remote branch to connect back to the enterprise. Typically, this type of firewall would either be an ASA or an iOS zone-based firewall. When setting up a firewall, especially in a branch network, an implicit deny is typically recommended for maximum protection, and you would open up different access levels as needed. We'd also want IPS devices here to inspect the traffic and protect the branch network. There are a lot of CVDs and recommendations on where to place firewall and IPS devices in different parts of the network, and what I just mentioned are only a few of them. The campus network, internet edge, and management network are also very important areas to protect with these tools, and if done correctly, will contribute to the defense in depth that we strive for in our networks. The architecture of your network security solutions is highly dependent on what you want to protect, why you want to protect it, and what tools you want to use to protect it. Here's a link to Cisco's Design Zone so you can check out all the CVDs for each function and area of a network and explore more about how to create a secure architecture. Let's dig in and start talking about the various deployment methods for Cisco's firewall and IPS solutions.